Yo, what up, guys? It's the Gaming Zone, bringing you your daily gaming news. Mods are looked at differently depending on if we are talking about Western culture or Eastern culture. And today, we are going to be talking about why mods for Dragon Quest III Remake is receiving backlash. So without further ado, let's get into it. Mods for Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake receives backlash in Japan, highlighting a large cultural gap in how mods are viewed. Me personally, I didn't even know this was an issue, so I'm actually pretty interested in seeing what's going on here. Since the launch of Square Enix Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake earlier this month, the modding community has been busy at work making various tweaks to the game, and there's already an array of mods out there for the PC version. This includes mods that increases the speed of overworld travel, modifying the odds for random encounters, modifying the battle UI, and remove gender-based equipment limitations and more. These kinds of quality of life mods that aim to improve playing experiences quickly became known among Japanese players too, but they weren't taken to so kindly. One user's criticism of the mods coming out for Dragon Quest III started up in a heated conversation on X. PC gamers are celebrating the fact that there are already a bunch of mods out for Dragon Quest III that makes it more user-friendly and whatnot. But I don't understand how you can just casually alter someone else's work. It's the same as looking at an illustration and going, it sucked, so I fixed it for you. See, I disagree with that. You can look at someone's work and you can alter it as like a fan-made thing, which is kind of what mods are. Mods are fan-made modifications that you could put to your game. It's just so happened that people share these mods for everyone else to have. The post has garnered varying degrees of agreement, with people chiming in with comments ranging from modding is an insult to the developer to what's the problem if it's offline, but a reply highlighting the fundamental difference in how game mods are perceived in Japan versus in the West has since accumulated over 10,000 likes. And another thing I also want to add to it too, if it is a single game, I really don't think it should matter what mods you use. These are your personal mods that you are putting on your game. You're not altering the game itself. You're not going into the disc. You're not going into like the actual data of the game and altering the game. This can only be described as cultural difference. Mod culture is the extension of the right to customize and fix the game as a product you own, which is sometimes even encouraged by the developers. But with Japanese games, there's a strong sense of director's authority, and they're viewed more like personal works of art, which makes modding frowned upon. Again, if this is a culture thing, then I'm missing that culture aspect of it, because I don't see anything wrong with it as long as you don't modify the base game itself. Offline single-player games released by Western studios are very often mod-friendly and sometimes even natively support modding or come with their own modding API, but Japanese developers generally do not acknowledge modding, and when they do, it's not in a positive way. For example, a presentation released by Capcom's R&D department last year highlights the following negative effects of mods. The image of the product is tarnished when mods are released that violate public order or morals without permission. Mods can be mistaken for legitimate implications and can cause bad publicity. Customers affected by buggy mods cost support time. Worst cases include freezes and save data corruptions. Investigations take time, plus are futile even if they turn out to be successful. Delays in the original production of the game due to the time required for research, and support for other users is delayed. Japanese gamers opposed to mods view them as something that ignores the developer's intentions, the artist's intentions, and desecrates their work. In addition, with Japanese gaming scene historically being more console orientated than PC orientated, there's a lot more taboo attached to the idea of modifying software. From the developer's point of view, and Capcom's probably not the only one, modding is seen as a risk to quality assurance and branding, while also potentially inflating customer support costs. I have a very vastly different view on this. I'm not disagreeing with Eastern culture. You know, they have their own culture. I'm talking about over here in Western culture. when I look at modding, it's not something that you have to do. You don't have to go and mod your game. You don't have to go out and look for these mods that could ruin your game. You could play the base game just the way it is, and you're not forced to have to mod something to make it work. It improves your gameplay experience. It's supposed to help you, not hinder you. And yes, while I do think there are some mods that do cause a hindrance to some players and to some games, back to my original point, you don't have to get it. You don't have to download the mod. You don't have to modify your game. But please, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And that's all that I have for you guys today. If you made it this far and you like what you heard, please hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. If you made it this far and you didn't like what you heard, go ahead and hit that dislike button. It's cool. I am the Gaming Zon, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.